My magical name is Queen Lady Passion. My mundane name is Dixie Dearman, and I'm 53 years old. I've been in Asheville for 24 years. I came out publicly at 13 in 1976. I really got to the point where I ran out of spells to do by myself. I'd done it all. And I got lonely after some decades. And so, I took a leap of faith and I cast a spell. It said Asheville. I ran for the map. And I've been practicing and helping people ever since. I came here to circle with people because I had been a solitary practitioner for decades. I've been an RN almost 30 years, so I help with healing, both medically and herbology. I think I was born with it.
My name is Alicia Pitlars, and I'm 22 years old. In general, I'd probably say I've been studying Wicca for about the past year and a half, maybe 2 years. It's not dark things and spells that make magical things happen. It's a religion that's based in nature and is celebrating life and finding a trueness and a oneness within yourself and how you fit into the universe. A lot of people like to do things as far as spell work goes with herbs and things, and I mean that goes back to regular things that already do what they're supposed to do as far as herbal remedies and stuff like that. There's different ones that have certain properties and they can also actually legitimately heal you, and so there's like that whole aspect to it. Studying it hasn't necessarily separated my beliefs into two different things. It hasn't separated who I am into this is, I guess, a Christian part of me and this is a part of me that's Wiccan. Like, it's enhanced my belief of everything.
My name is Danny Lavin and I am 21 years old. I've been studying for about a year and a half now. I started in the spring of 2015. Well, I'd always had, despite my involvement with the church, I'd always had a lot of problems with some of the core beliefs. One night I started thinking about Wicca and I knew it existed, so that night I started researching on the internet and realized that a lot of the beliefs I'd had for years even fit point to point in Wicca beliefs. And I've been just kind of studying ever since. Well, there are two main misconceptions about Wicca. The first is that it deals with Satanism, which Wicca has nothing to do with Lucifer or Satan, however you want to call him. The other misconception, which goes right hand in hand, is that magic is this supernatural force. Magic is a very natural phenomenon of taking the living energy that exists within all of us and with everything on Earth, and just kind of focusing it and building it up and then sending it out in a direct path.
As far as the spells, I mean, they always say karma is a thing, and it is. That's why they tell you to not curse people.
There are many spells for every little thing that is a trouble. We really collect them and prize them and package them in a way that's really accessible so that people can just use like ordinary household ingredients, common things to get their needs met. So yeah, there's a spell for everything.
Some of the most interesting things that I've learned about Wicca is how universal it seems, because there's so many different religions in the world, obviously, and there's so many parts of them that connect or that have similar ideals. The only truth isn't necessarily just in one religion. They don't disregard other religions. It's finding your path and taking what you make sense to yourself and apply to your life.
When I first started looking into it and deciding I wanted to become a Wiccan, I kind of had to watch who I told, and I could only tell specific people, close friends that I knew would be open-minded.
My mom honestly doesn't actually know that I'm studying this stuff, at least not on my own time. And I don't even think she knows half the books that I've been owning now because of my friends.
When I came out at 13, I experienced a whole year of shunning. Imagine everybody that you know, they just won't talk to you. I think it's not really about Wicca. I think that a lot of people have a lot of negative ideas about a lot of things. You can look in the past, you can live in the present, or you can look to the future. Sometimes you can do all three, and that's what witches do. When we got here and we founded Coven Old, we were the first coven. We were the first public coven. We were the first public activistic coven. We intentionally wanted to make this a safe place for pagans and Wiccans, and that's real comforting to me.
The interesting thing about Wicca is realizing how much of it makes sense, especially coming from a Christian background where, I've been drilled, my brain has been drilled in, this is Christianity, you believe in Christ, but then allowing myself to kind of leave that for a minute and explore other things that make sense and apply to my life.
It's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that I think ever can.
Everything in life is Wicca. You go outside and you feel a breeze, or you go to a campfire, or go by the beach, and it's so embodied in everything that you can do.
It's beautiful, it's creative, it's inclusive, it's very spiritual, of course.
Studying Wicca has been a really freeing experience for me right now, because I am allowing myself to pick apart different religions and figure out what it is that makes sense to myself, not just accepting something because it's been drilled into my head for so long.
If there are misconceptions, it's just because Hollywood uses us for fodder. How's that any different than the werewolf or the vampire or, the zombie craze? I mean, that's old hat.
There is a lot of bad stereotypes surrounding the religion, which is very unfortunate.
I think that the media has a big influence on what we believe as Wiccan. We hear the term witches, and automatically it's Harry Potter and American Horror Story. Wicca's not an evil religion, and everyone thinks it is. If more people would actually look into what it is and realize, we're celebrating nature, maybe doing a few spells here and there and collecting crystals and just doing things that make you happy.
I don't know about my future with Wicca, but I would like to start some kind of group here in Wilmington.
It just takes one person to stand up and go, yeah, I am. And, come out wherever you are. And then suddenly you've got the community. That's how it starts. Nothing else makes sense. It's all contrived, it's all artifice. Magic doesn't need any of that. It just kind of is.
It's a way of life that's different from yours. It doesn't mean it's wrong.
We really, really wanted to educate people about the beauty, the antiquity, the validity of magic in daily life today.
Wicca is life. It instills in me a passion for living and going out and embracing the day.
Like I say, I think we're really making great strides these days. Magic is comforting, enabling, and empowering, and I really dig that. I really do.